Hi, Linda Bowen here from stampingwithlinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. It's Tuesday in Creative Fold, and I am going to be showcasing some of the last chance products that are featured to be retiring out of our annual catalog and our mini catalog. The first thing is the Earthly Elegance Designer Series paper. Love the looks of that paper, very earthy and masculine looking. And then we have a bundle, which is the Earthland textured bundle, and I have used the Pebbled Path and the Copper Clay for my colors. I've got some die cuts already done here. I also have the natural wavy trim. This is part of the suite. And then these are adhesive back cork rounds. Now those are found in the mini catalog, and they again give a very earthy appearance to your card, or for a masculine card when you need that little embellishment. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to take that piece of Designer Series paper. This measures 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to add that to a piece of 2 inch by 5 3/8. Now this is the Copper Clay. We've got that. Next, what I have is a piece of Very Vanilla. Now, all the measurements for this card will be over on my blog, stampingwithlinda.com. So you want to go over and check out all the little measurements over there. I'm just going to take my small dimensionals and add to the back of that vase. Right about there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, see, I probably should have done that first. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to add the ferns. Again, this is in the Pebbled Path. And then we've got 2 of the branches. Going to just grab some multi-purpose glue. I'm going to tuck them underneath here like so. Now let's put our vase or vase down, and we want like a little shelf for it to set on, so I'm just going to wrap that wavy trim around the bottom here. And because of the thickness of that trim, we're going to take and add our dimensional. It's a long dimensional. I'm just taking off the edge of that dimensional sheet. You never want to waste that section of your dimensional. I'm going to add that right about there. Going to bring in those cork accents. These are nice because they're nice and thin, so they are kind of like a dimensional size, a small dimensional size, but just add some nice texture to your card. Next, I have another piece of Very Vanilla. I have already stamped it in the Copper Clay. We're going to mount it on a piece of Copper Clay. Again, I will post all the dimensionals over on my blog, stampingwithlinda.com. Next, I have a piece of Pebbled Path, and this measures 3.5 by 4, and along that 3.5 inch side, I am going to score it at a 1/2 inch, 1 1/4. Always want to, when I need smaller pieces, I always like to use this side of my trimmer. Now I'm just going to flip it around. So I've already got the 1/2 and the 1 1/4. Now I'm going to score it at 2 inch. And then finally at 2 3/4. I have seen this card done for some time. I have had yet to do one. It is called a double bend card. Oops, and there goes my personal trimmer down on the floor. We're going to bring in a bone folder. We're going to score those lines back and forth. It kind of looked intimidating to me. So many times a fancy fold does that. It looks like too much bother, I'm not going to do it. But then when you actually do it, you realize it wasn't that bad after all. And case in point is this card. Now I've got my score lines nice and crisp. And what I want to do is I want to add adhesive along this short side. So we're going to go in, run our adhesive down. Now you could use tear and tape. You could also use your multi-purpose glue if you wanted. I'm just using my Snail Plus. We've got that. Going to first bring in this card and show you what I did. I took a standard 5.5 by 8.5, scored it at the 4 1/4 and also at the 2 1/8. So like so, but something I did, I went ahead and embossed this side of the backing. I used that, it's called tile, something 3D tile embossing folder, just to give it some texture. So we've got that. Going to bring in this panel again. I'm going to run my adhesive down the side, kind of measure so that it is somewhat in the center. And then I'm just going to close my card on top of it. And then I'm going to add adhesive on this side. So we've got this look going on. And again, just close my card up on it. And then we're going to open our card flat. So we make sure we've got a good bend there. There we go. Next, what I'm going to do is to take the copper clay piece and we are going to place this right in here. So I'm just going to take, I don't want adhesive all the way down that piece. I've got like so. It's not wanting to stick real good with the embossing folders, so I'm just kind of working that back and forth to make sure we don't. Maybe I'm going to add some more adhesive. Maybe I should have used tear and tape for this one because I did that embossing. I hadn't done it with the embossing before. So anyways, we're going to add this. We're going to add right up to that fold line, like so. And you know what I did? I added it on the wrong, this, we don't want it on this side, we want it on this side. So glad it didn't stick real well. There we go. So we've got this. I'm going to bring in my designer series paper that I put onto that copper clay. Once again, all the measurements will be over on my blog, stampingwithlynda.com. We're going to add this to the front of the card. And next what we're going to do, I see I had another twig in there. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my vase. Because it does need a little added to this side. There we go. And now this piece is going to mount on the front, and we want it to cover up that very vanilla so that we've got the nice layers there. So I'm going to turn that aside. line that up like so. And there we have it, a double-decker card. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.